welcome to the Uprooted podcast. Today we have a special love and hip hop style reunion without the drama. No drama. So today I have the cast from both the guys episodes and the girls episodes, and I have some special guests to help us push this conversation further. They have been tuned in since day one, so they really in this with us. And so we thought, I'm going to go ahead and just add them to this because they got some thoughts and opinions to share too. So let me go ahead. Again, my name is Ruta. Some of y'all know me as Hannah. Whichever you call me, it doesn't even matter at this point. I will answer. My first guest, the original. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to hype him too much. I have my boy Henok with me.
Hey, man. It's your boy Henok. Hey, one love coming from LV originally. All right, but one love to Denver because I've been here for most of my life. But hey, shout out to Uprooted, man. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to everybody who's just joined all the episodes. It's all been love. I've been enjoying myself. So shout out to everyone.
Thank you. And I have the one and only Azeb to the left of me, or to the right, whatever. You on the side, girl.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Azeb. Here to support my one and only friend, Ruta, Uprooted in the house. Tigray, real Tigray, Queens in the house.
You already know, Real Housewives of Tigray, we up in here. All right, and then I have a special guest, another local to Las Vegas with me, Agazi.
What up, y'all? It's me, Gazi. I'm from Vegas. Always repping, Uprooted. Appreciate you for having me on, but I'm super proud of what you're doing. Keep up the hard work. Always love. You know what it is.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man. And we have the beautiful Miss Haywan Casa in the building.
What's poppin' with Hannah? What's going on, y'all? My name is Haywan. I'm from Denver. I'm excited to join the family for the conversation. It's been fun to watch for sure.
And she be giving me all types of feedback, y'all. So I might have to hire her as my producer and fire somebody else.
The background manager that nobody knows about yet.
You feel me? And of course, I have the beautiful Rahel, aka Rahela.
What's happening, y'all? I'm in the last episode, so make sure y'all tune in. Hannah, thank you again for having us. Excited to be on here again with all my Denver peeps and some new folks from Vegas. And we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, girl, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. And of course, we have the queen, the real housewife, the real housewife of Tigray.
I'm not Tigray.
I'll edit that part. Hey, but for real.
No, keep it. Keep it. I'm crying. I want all the Goita Oms to be listening.
The real Haggadah housewife, none other than Miss Sally Salamawit.
What's good, y'all? Actually, you can call me Mama Salas for today. But I'm originally from Seattle, Washington, 206. Woohoo! Here in Aurora, Colorado, since nobody likes to say Aurora. And I'm excited to be here. And I'm proud of you. And yeah, tune in.
Okay, and we do have none other than Nephew.
What's up? Yeah, Sally, shout out to Sally, bro, because I'm from Aurora. I'm Nephew from Aurora. Y'all know me. I'm a repeat offender on the Uprooted. For those of you guys that don't know where Aurora is, go ahead and just call it Denver. So I'm from Denver. I'm just actually just trying to drop gems on y'all. That's all it is. I'm just dropping gems. So catch a few, do with it what you will.
About to be Dr. Phil. I am done.
Also, I don't appreciate you giving them something about the beautiful A1.
Okay, I got you. I got the one and only, the king of Aurora, Mr. Nephew.
Wait, time out. Revert back to me because I didn't say I was from Seattle, Washington, too, and living in Aurora. So, two Seattle girls in here.
Now you can go. I rep the Bay with my Warriors. You feel me? If we rep the cities and shit, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, thank you all really for being here. Like I said, the last 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, I think, we've been talking about dating in the Habesha community. We got the guys' perspective, we got the girls' perspective, and then we went on live. And when I tell you the comment section was going in, I literally like watched it back like, my goodness, people was in their feelings. Like, I didn't think it was this crazy out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? So I thought personally that the whole conversation was necessary. It was needed. It's obvious that everybody talking about dating in the Habesha community right now. I think there's been a resurgence of everybody just wanting to be proud and be of the culture. So that's really dope to see. Let's go back to the live, because I think that's where it was the most lit, for sure. And maybe our new guest can help us out. We were talking about calling dibs when we're dating, right? We're talking about, and I think we need to clarify, because when I was talking about it, I was saying if we just met someone, okay, like there's no relationship or whatever, I'm not going to call dibs on you because I don't know you, you know, like there's nothing that's tying us together. And I think what some people were clarifying to me after was that they were saying it in terms of, I've already dated somebody in that friend group, so I'm not going to go and try to date someone else in that friend group. Does that mean, whoever wants to chime in on either scenario of what you feel like, I guess the rule should be, or also I want to even add in the question of, do you feel like because those scenarios exist and people are so against dating someone in the same friend group, that it makes it harder for you to date a Habesha person?
Since everybody acting scary, a real nigga will start then. You feel me?
All right.
I'm waiting for this now. My perspective on this is I kind of agree depending on the situation. I know my personal experiences dating Habesha girls. I personally try to avoid dating multiple people within a group. But as you know, as a community, as far as Habesha, especially in the Tigray community, we're all interconnected. But I think of it like, who's your everyday niggas? Like, who's people that you're going to be around every day? Who's going to be the females or the niggas that you're going to put as your best man, as your bridesmaids and shit like that, you know? Because obviously we all know each other. We all have dated somebody that knew somebody that had to be invited to somebody's wedding type shit, you know what I mean? But for me, I definitely see that I could be missing out on blessings or like people that I can connect with. Because I don't even give those girls opportunities, because they might be okay with dating me even though I dated their homegirl. I'm just not personally comfortable with that, just because I just don't get down like that. And plus, there's so many other Habeshas, other communities, other cities that you can go and pick up or like connect with. And, you know, especially nowadays because you have all these cultural events, these gatherings and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool where you can link up and meet with people and connect. That's my perspective when it comes to friendships. But I would love to hear what Sally thinks.
Is that what we're doing? We're just putting people on the spot? Okay. I think there's a difference between like calling dibs on somebody. Like if my homegirl, you know, if a guy walks into a room and we both look at the guy and she's like, oh, I call dibs, I think I would kind of respect that. You know what I'm saying? I would respect her. I don't know, like, I don't even know what the word for it is, but, and then there's a difference in if she's talked to a guy and they broke up, or not broke up, but stopped talking. I feel like there is a difference though, but I would never try to get at a man who had some type of relationship with one of my friends. I don't care if it's you know, got intimate or dated, anything like that. So there's a fine line, and I feel like it all ties into like loyalty to friendships, loyalty to who is really important in your life. You know what I mean? Because that guy, who knows, like if her and that guy didn't work out, he's probably not somebody that I should be talking to in the first place, because for me, I surround myself with people that are a reflection of me. So
when you say calling dibs, say somebody walks into a hookah lounge, because I know that's where you like to be at. So somebody walks into a hookah lounge and you and a homegirl, right? And y'all both see a dude and she called dibs. That don't make sense. Like, and you gonna respect that? How you gonna respect that?
why wouldn't I? What do you mean? Like,
nigga. That's not her
it don't
nigga.
matter. Like, and I would expect the same respect for me if it was the other way around.
But if this is your soulmate and this is somebody that you connect with, she didn't even talk to the nigga. Like, if he came over and he wasn't paying her no mind, no attention, like, you know, and he's like, oh, I'm trying to get at, maybe he might like talking
I
to
feel
girls,
like
you know what I mean?
I feel like that's different.
No, that's
if
the
a
same
man,
scenario that's the same scenario. You saying that you're not gonna entertain him on the basis that your homegirl said I got did. Like, if she came up to you was like, oh, this nigga's so fine. Oh my God, did you see him? And you like, nah. The minute you see him, he can't get his eyes off of you. That don't make sense. Like, to me, that
no,
don't
what
make
I'm
sense.
saying, Agazi, is not her saying like, oh, this nigga is so fine, that type of thing. I'm saying like, if she was like, hey, I'm gonna try to get at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's different. It's a wording for me.
This is where females and dudes definitely have a difference. So for me and my homies, if we see a girl, because 9 out of the 10 times we like, my friends have the same taste as me, probably, you know, depending on who you're talking about as your friend. If this is like a best friend, somebody that is around you, you guys are gonna have similarities in the people that you like, right? So if a girl walks in and he wants to get at her, she give him no play, but she all up on me, and she's somebody that I feel like I can connect with. Why wouldn't I get with her? That don't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, I would say this. I'm cool on doing all that. You feel me? If anything, I'm gonna just keep it a stack with my brody. You feel me? It's just like, yo, if you trying to hop on, do what you gotta do what you gotta do. But the most important thing is I'm the type of person really where if I see two people and I'm like, yo, they could really mess with each other, like they could actually do something, then I'm the type to just like put my brother on. You feel me?
I think there's a difference. There's like, men are just like, oh, we'll see. This is how I feel. Men are like, oh, we'll see who, like, may the odds be in your favor type thing. Like, whoever wins, wins. You know what I mean? And I think females were so like, oh, I'm gonna let my homegirl have it. Like, that, we're not. There's no point of fighting because we don't want to fight over it. But it's just like, it is like you were saying. It could be your soulmate. So what if he's not fucking with this one, but he's actually fucking with you, and you just lost your turn because you're gonna give it to the other girl. But in reality, he's like, okay, I'm gonna talk to her, but he really want to fuck with you. But you're not showing any interest. So I just feel like it's more of a pride thing for females. We're just like, oh, we're not gonna fight over it, nigga. And niggas would be like, hey, whoever gets her, like whoever she fucks with. So I think it's just like, as we get older, it's not at that point you should be like, I'm going for it. If I fuck with him, I'm gonna see where the vibes are at. But I think before it was just like, oh, I'm gonna let my homegirl decide. But for me, my friend groups, we have different type of tastes. So I can't really say that. We will say like he's fine, but I'd be like, that's not for me. This person might be like, that's for me. But I just think as females, we kind of just put it to the side, like, oh, go ahead, girl, do your thing.
Hey Zeb, you could agree that as you begin to mature, then like you feel me, like it wasn't an issue. You feel me? It was just like, yo, like it's whatever. Like whoever he's fucking with, right?
Absolutely. I think it's just
Exactly.
based off what the vibes you're getting off that person.
For real, exactly. I'm not tripping. You feel me? My brother wants to go mess with her, and he's like, yo, though, I feel like this mixed emotion, this reason. Cool. Cool.
Okay.
I actually have a specific example with this in my life, because like Sally was touching upon, if it depends kind of like on the severity, like not severity, but like how deep it was or how deep it is, like how deep that dip calling was. For example, like one of my homies and a girl, and like if them niggas might watch this, so just shout out to y'all. I'm gonna try to tell this as impartially as possible. But they had like a relationship, right? Like nothing real deep, nothing real crucial or whatever. And then they, go their separate ways. And then like a year or two down the line or whatever, Shorty is interested in me. And what made that situation like different is because she was interested in me and like pursued it and was like, yo, I kind of mess with you, what's up? And then for me, my mind went directly to like, yo, homeboy. And I told her like, yo, I'm not even super comfortable with this because like you and my homeboy had a past or whatever. And then that's where like the big part, right, the word we all love to use, but communication came in. And it was funny. She hit up homeboy and they chopped it up, and we chopped it up with the homie, whatever. And he was like, bro, you have my complete blessing. Don't trip. Like hop on that and see if that's, like something that's beautiful and could turn into something. But I think the reason it was so easy for us is I had a homeboy that I was really close with, and I put him above that potential relationship no matter what. And the thing is, I didn't know Shorty at all. So for me, it's like, am I willing to risk the relationship with my boy and even like my own personal morals for something that is not guaranteed at all? If she was like a homie that I had known for years, and then like I knew her and I loved her personality or whatever, that could have changed the situation, right? But I didn't know her at all. She like wanted to kick it. I talked to my homeboy and he was cool, so that made the situation easy. If any part of that line or that link was like missing, if any link there was missing, like one, if my homeboy wasn't cool with it, two, if I knew her really well, you know what I mean? Like that would have complicated it. So that's my take on it.
I just had a question for Zeb. So you said as you get older, it becomes different, right? So my question is, why does it become different? Is that considered progression, just growth and understanding, like interactions with other females, and maybe learning that maybe she wasn't a real friend because they don't y'all get into stuff? I just want to get clarification.
Just feel like as you get older, now you're not dating just for looks and just the person next to you, you're dating for a lifetime. So it's just like you're not going to let little petty things of I call dibs or whatever get in the way. You're trying to get to know this person. Is this person going to be your partner, lifetime partner forever? Like, I need to see these qualities. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at the end of the day, you can say that I gave it my all, and you start to look past that. You start to look at, is this person going to compliment you, and not in like looks, but in other ways, So I just feel like as I got older, you stop worrying about what it looks like to others and how it feels in the inside. So that's what I meant. Like you get older, you start thinking more with your head and not like what it looks like, how I'm gonna look good next to this person. Like, oh, he's fine, I'm gonna be next to him, but he got nothing inside of him. You know what I mean? So I just feel like as you get older, you start to think more straight. You're not thinking as a little girl anymore.
So I don't want to get off topic because I just have like a piggyback question real quick off of what you're saying. Anybody can answer it. So put yourself in the shoe of being the person that had that relationship. Just like Neb said, he showed us in a perspective of where, the girl was getting at him, right? So would you be okay, anybody, if like say you dated somebody and then one of your everyday niggas started dating them, even though you were over them, things are done, all of that, how would you feel towards that person?
Okay, first, I think there's two different conversations happening at the same time, right? Because like watching the live, I was getting at Ruta, like when Ruta mentioned the whole dibs thing, I was thinking that whole, like, you feel me, you and your girls are at a place together, somebody walks in, everybody's like, damn, this is fine, you know what I mean? And then it's like, I'm never gonna be like, even if, you feel me, we're chopping it up for 30 minutes, I'm never gonna go to my girls and be like, I call dibs. Because at that point, like, you know what I mean? You just kind of see where he leads to, where I'm not gonna block nobody's blessings, but on top of that, like, if you and a person hit it off, then I feel like things happen naturally, right? So that's the conversation that I was getting from the live. And then goes to the point that, like, the other part we're talking about, like Nebu's scenario, Ghazi's question, where it's like, that really isn't a dibs situation, because how I see calling dibs is you haven't made that connection with somebody. It's just somebody's fine, you're attracted to them, and you're kind of calling it out and blocking everybody else. Like, I'm going for that, nobody else decides to go for that. So on the dibs thing, I think we're all kind of on the same place of like, why call dibs if you're not sure or certain that there's a connection there? And then comes the other part of Ghazi's question. Personally, I'd rather be in a position where it's somebody that I've talked to and I'm giving the blessing to somebody else than other way around. And the reason I say this is because in that way, the way I see it is you're 100% clear of what that situation was. Versus I feel like if you're the new person, quote unquote, like, sorry to put Nebu out on there, but like in his scenario, if you were Nebu, where you're like, it's my homegirl and it's the girl and like my homeboy, I feel like if it was me in that situation, I would always like wonder, like, I wonder if my homeboy's still comfortable with this. Like, I wonder if he, you know what I mean? Like, I would always be wondering of like making sure I'm not stepping on nobody's toes, even if I got the blessing.
I was kind of in a situation like this, like freshman year. It was pretty bad. Thinking about it now, like, I feel really bad. Well, I felt bad then too. So this girl, one of my friends, she was one of my close friends. She was she was messing around with this guy. So they weren't dating; they were just messing around. And I liked the guy, and he liked me, but they were messing around. It sounds really bad. So then we started talking, but he didn't want to talk to her. I know it sounds so bad. So he didn't want to talk to her, and I really liked him. Like, we was hitting it off, we was vibing. Our connection was like more dating, and theirs was just messing around. And I felt so bad, like, because I'm not a horrible person. Like, I'm very caring. Like, it broke me that I was like being like kind of in a way disloyal to the girl. So I had to end up talking to her and telling her like, hey, like, I really do mess with him. Like, I really value our friendship, but I really like fuck with this person. Like, I see myself dating this person. And like, we fell off, and it took me forever to feel like better about myself. But it was just like damn, like, girl, I felt like, girl, like, I really messed with this dude, and like, you guys weren't really nothing. It was just fucking around. Like, you should kind of be happy for your girl, because she's really like trying to, she like sees herself with this dude, and she even knew like it was just a mess around thing. But like, as I think about it, I'm like, damn, I really fucked up. I wish I didn't do that. But it's just like, you live and you learn. So it did happen, and I felt hella bad. But it's just like, I don't know. It was a lesson learned. So I can say I experienced that, but I hella felt bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to point out real quick. I feel like sometimes we forget that when you're in a relationship, before you're a boyfriend, before you're a girlfriend, before you're anything, you're a person, and to try to make sure that you're just the dopest person or best person you can be. And in that situation, you know what I mean? Like, not yours, but I'm talking in a situation with friends or whatever, when it gets messy, it's real simple for me, bro. Like, you talk to your friend, right? And for me personally, how my hierarchy goes is, if I just met you and we're just now starting to talk / date, because I know Sally don't like the word talking, but if we're just starting to date, or even if like you are officially my girlfriend, bro, my boys who've been there since day one type shit, like, they're gonna be above. If we have to make it a hierarchy, they're gonna be above you for a minute until we get serious, or we get, like, we start talking about fiance, whatever. So I'm gonna chop it up with my boy. If we have that issue, I chop it up with my boy. If my boy said, like, and the thing is, my friends, when I talk to you about this and say like, yo, like, I'm really serious about this, or I think that this might really be dope or whatever, if you're my friend, you're gonna be a good person and be like, yo, honestly, I don't want to block your blessing. I want you to pursue it. Like, I feel like I'm doing the whole Habesha. I'm ready to pay. No, you pay shit. That's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm just doing it out of respect, right? Like, out of respect for you, I'm come chop it up with you. And I'm serious about this girl right here. Like, what's up, And if he feels really some type of way, we could chop it up and be like, yo, let's not even do that. But you know what I mean? Like, we need to rewind and be like, bro, before you're in a relationship, be a good person. You know what I mean? Like, focus on your values or whatever first, and then everything else kind of solves itself, in my opinion. And if the person is too childish or whatever to voice their opinion at the time, I can't be held responsible for that. You know what I mean? Like, we chopped it up. I asked you, you said this, so I love you and respect you. But for this right here, you dropped the ball, and I'm gonna pursue it, accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, I did my part, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I feel like it all goes back to like the intention behind the person, because some people might like see themselves like possibly having, a deeper relationship with that person, or it could just be to like mess around. I've had a similar experience like Azeb, but it was like a long time ago, like in middle school. But for me, it's like, I knew that person, it was nothing like serious, but it was communicated like, with like each other as friends. And like, that's just such like a dead situation. Like, looking back at it, I wouldn't like question my loyalty or their loyalty because of it, just because the intention was like pure. And it, like, I mean, we're kids too, so like, it's not going nowhere. But like, you know what I mean? It's just like innocent. But like with nowadays, I mean, like we were saying, like, if you're getting older, it comes like a little bit serious, because we're, especially for the girls, we're thinking of long term, right? So it's gonna be a little bit difficult, like, if your friend come in, oh, like, I think I like this person, or I want to mess around with this person. But I think it just goes back to communication and the intent behind the person.
I think, like, for me, what I'm hearing from everybody in different variations is that it almost, what we're really saying is it really depends on your friendships and the communication that you have with your friends. Like, I think why I'm so comfortable talking about not calling dibs and like stuff like that is because of the friends that I have. Like, it shouldn't even be an issue, like, where one, like Azib already said, we don't really have the same taste in people. Like, we're the point, like, we'll have a conversation with homie and be like, I feel like you'd be better with her. And I'll even be like, throw the lob to my girl type situation. And that's just personally how I roll. I'm like, you know, like I'm not gonna block nobody's blessing, because it's like I could tell me and you, the way that I know myself, are just not gonna work out. So I might as well, if I see a better connection with my friend, I'm gonna throw the lob. Like, especially because most like men, you're not trying to get rejected multiple times, and you're also not trying to make it awkward by like, oh, let me talk to your friend 5 minutes after I talk to you type situation. And obviously that 5 minutes is like metaphorical, but it's just this idea. And so I think what that is really just talking about the level of trust and communication you have with your girl, that like she's not doing shady shit behind your back.
So first off, since we talking about Lob City, y'all know Lob City, man. Well, y'all know Lob City, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I've been throwing the lobs, man. I've been throwing the lobs. But hey, for real though, on the real note, I actually did have a
lower assist numbers than Kobe. I'm telling you.
Hey, don't hate on that boy.
And I want to go back to the second part of my original question, was because we, you know, it seems to be like a problem in the community because of how tight knit circles are and how big they are. Like, it's like, oh, this somebody's cousin, this is somebody I fuck with. Like, the circles are just entirely too big. Do you feel like that hinders people from being able to date Habesha if they want to? Because it's like, damn, like I gotta approach the right one, because if I don't, you feel me, I might not get another chance in this group.
Just like everything that you guys have been mentioning, it depends on who you are, you know. So from my personal experience, I know for sure, I have probably like 4 or 5 niggas, for sure, I would have a problem. If I dated a girl and I talked to her and we made a connection and all of that, that already tells me you don't have loyalties to me, and that obviously, like, shit, you're more loyal to her than you would ever be to me, period. Now if it's just on some fatal attraction type shit, like that's all dibs, and everybody else can go at it. But my everyday niggas, nah, that's not happening, and it's vice versa. So the same way, my expectation is that they shouldn't be fucking with people that I've connected with. Is I would never fuck with somebody that they connected with, you know. And that's just my mindset. And I also think like a lot of times we as Tagaru, Habesha, Ethiopians have that kind of mindset, and then it starts hindering us from dating within the circle or within the culture. And then you get verbiages like, I don't date Habeshas, I don't date this type of people. And in a sense, you do date Habeshas, you would, but
on Agazi's question, Agazi, are you saying like, so say 2 people are dating, they break up or whatever, and are you saying in the lines of your homie coming to you and asking you if he can date the girl, or he does it like on some behind your back type of shit? Just to be clear.
A good question, Sally. So pretty much, I really don't care if they do it behind my back. If they do it behind my back, it's already showing me their intentions and all of that. But for me, and again, I'm talking about my core niggas, you know? Everybody knows, like, especially in the culture, who Agazi's core niggas are, period. Like, that's how I feel. Sally, you come here, you know who my core niggas are. And so for me, it's an understanding that, hey, there's so many females out here. Why you all up on my shit? You know what I mean? That's how I'm looking at it in that perspective. Now, they can do whatever they want to do, but then I have the right to make a decision after that. So for me, it's a decision saying, I dated this girl, meaning to me, dating isn't just fucking. Like, you can just fuck somebody and that's on you. If you want to fuck somebody and you want to date somebody I was fucking, that's on you. You, like, in my mind, you're looking stupid. But if it's in the sense of me dating somebody, and think about it, these are my boys that I probably came to and I was like, hey, I have an issue with her. I'm coming to them with that issue. I'm like, hey, me and her are doing this. To me, that's a whole different level of grimy. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm one of the type of dudes that, in a sense, in the stereotype of dudes, I feel like I have a lot of moral ethics when it comes to certain things. And I feel like they'll run around and try to fuck bitches that you fuck with and stuff like that. And that's up to them. You know what I mean? But for me, it's just like, who are your main niggas? Obviously, other niggas are gonna do that, but who are your main niggas? So when I'm say for example, I end up breaking up with her. They trying to talk to her, but we end up getting back together. I'm not gonna feel comfortable having her around you. You get what I'm saying? When I leave the house to go get groceries or something, and you my main nigga, because you should be able to be in the house with my bitch, right? I'm not gonna feel comfortable about that, not because of her intentions, because of your intentions. Can I get some?
We got you. We got you.
I completely agree though. Like, I feel like for me, if one of my girls, like I'm dating a guy and one of my girls decides to entertain that guy, talk to that guy, even though I hate that word, I feel like at that point, I don't trust you anymore, bro. Like, if I decide to date another man, like Agazi said, I can't leave you around my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, for me, it's like all bets are off at that point. And then what if you're dating that man and we're kicking it and you bring that man around me and y'all booed up, coupled up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna feel some type of way. You feel me? So I agree with Agazi in that aspect.
Yeah. Y'all definitely killed that topic. Hell yeah, I agree with a lot of what was said there. To answer what Ruta was asking about, I think it was kind of like what being a cousin does to our dating abilities, capabilities, and like in the community and stuff, and just proximity to each other. The only thing I want to say, because I feel like y'all are definitely gonna hit this topic good too, but what we don't talk about enough is like the whole before that thing. So now I've done that once, right? And that affected my ability to like talk to, you know, X, Y, and Z or whatever group. And like, they seem like dope people and I would love to like try to talk to them. But because I've gone through that, now I'm really cautious with my shots. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like it's like a 3-point competition. I got racks and racks of just balls and I'm ready to shoot. But I'd be careful because I understand that if I get with X person or shoot my shot with X person, that could look real funny and then mess up my chances of getting with, you know what I mean? Like the right one, you know what I mean? So it creates it creates another barrier for me to even shoot a shot at or get a chance to know, you know, like my Habesha, whatever, because I want to marry me Habesha, definitely. So like that other piece we don't talk about enough, where like it might hinder your ability to get to know somebody too.
No, you definitely hit on it. And that's why I wanted to bring that up, because I feel like if we haven't all personally been in that situation, we know who's someone who has been in that situation. And then we also know too that like we're the type to associate that person with the other person they were talking to. Like, oh, you know, like for instance, I brought up an example of dating a non-Habesha, right? And he even knew that part of the culture where he was like, oh, I dated another Habesha girl. And I was like, the fuck that got to do with me? Like, personally, because I didn't know the girl, right? But I feel like if I did know the girl, then I might be like, ooh, like, you know, like I might have maybe hesitated a little bit. And so I think there is that, and that's what I am worried about in our culture, because like it's not 6 degrees of separation for us. It's more like 2, 3 tops. Like, it doesn't take us that long to find a relation to that person. Like, oh, you know such and such. Oh, you're from this city.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know that? Like, it's really easy for us to find connections with other people. So it makes the circles even smaller. And then so like some of you have mentioned, and even on the live, people were mentioning that, okay, but there's other cities, right? There's other states, you can go out, whatever. That's fine. But how many people are actually like realistically looking for a long distance relationship? And that's where I feel like we're not talking about that piece of it either. Like, I personally have met tons of people who are like, I'm not into long distance, you know? And I'm like, well, what the fuck was the point of meeting you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because then what? Like, yeah, we can have a friendship, but I'm looking for my husband. I'm looking for my partner. I'm looking for my support, you know, all of that. That's not going to work if you're not even willing to do long distance, or you don't even have you haven't done enough work on yourself to be comfortable having a long distance relationship. Do you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, no, I completely agree with what you're saying, Ruta. But in the sense that you know, if you're truly in the mindset and the entity of finding love, no matter where it's at, you're gonna find it, right? For me, it's more of a connection, whether it be just who I vibe with. You know what I mean? And in a sense, sometimes not dating somebody, we can't lose sight that the friendship is still there. You know what I mean? For me, there's a lot of females that I'm like, oh shit, she's a down ass female. You know what I mean? But again, the relationship that we formed might not have been that relationship. You know, like I have Sally, who's like my sister. Like, you know, she's a great woman. I would definitely be like, hey man, if I find a good dude, I'd definitely be like, man, I got Sally. She's down. She's all about sports. She's about this. You know, she's beautiful, whatever. But again, why should I why should I look at it in a sense of like, damn, I should have got at Sally, or I should have did this. No, I should appreciate like, hey, we've built a bond that now I'm your brother. You know what I mean? And to me, that should be equally as important as that husband, that relationship. You know what I mean? Because that friendship might last, that brother and sister relationship might last beyond these relationships. You get what I'm saying?
I think that last part was really important, especially when coming into like Habesha dating, because watching your guys' podcast and like everything you guys were saying was facts. I think sometimes when we talk about Habesha dating and talk about like Habesha girls are like this or Habesha boys are like this, we're talking about the men species in general. Like that doesn't really touch into, and Nebi, you were saying this, and I'm over here watching my screen like this because there are times where we're like, Habesha men are like this. For example, mama boys, right? That babying aspect doesn't really only stand for Habesha niggas. I think that could be niggas in general. You know what I mean? And it varies between house to house. But this point that Agazi brought up was like specific within us Habeshas. And it goes to that they're my cousins, but we're not really cousins kind of thing. Because, and I tell the boys this all the time, like, I'm like, damn, I'm surrounded by good ass men. You know what I mean? Like, and y'all aren't my family, but like, do you know what I mean? And I'm not mad that like at my situation either. Like, I'm not like, damn, like, why are these my bros? Like, that's never how I'm looking at it. For me, I'd be telling them like, I'm about to auction y'all off. Like, you know, I said this on like, I said this to the girls too. Like, it goes into that whole like brother sister aspect. That I think that's really close to the Habesha community, because I feel like Habeshas do that more than anybody. And Sally, you could hit off on this, but it's like, yeah, you're my brother, and like, yeah, we made this relationship when we were younger, and like now that we're older, can I definitely see you as a wife? Like, would you be a good wife or would you be a good husband? Absolutely. Is that never gonna happen between us? Yes, but like, you feel me? I'm about to send beautiful women your way. Like, why is that a problem? And so I hella feel what you were saying. Go ahead, Sally.
Okay, so I wanted to add to that, and this is like directed towards the guys, but maybe they can answer this. But say you grew up with a group of guys, like your core guys, your homies, whatever, you know, and your sister or your younger cousin or your niece or whatever grew up around those same guys. Would you be opposed to like your sister, whoever, getting to know those guys, like one day dating them? Because I feel like as men, that brings your friends around your family members. I feel like y'all be blocking those blessings too, to me.
Okay. So I'll start it off. First, you said yeah, that's crazy. You said actually, Nebs, I gotta let you go first, man. I gotta let you go first.
Sally got him speechless.
I'll come up with it.
I gotta say in the right format. You feel me?
All right, I'll come up with my answer on the fly. I get my basics down, but the number one assumption is that you're a good nigga, right? That's just off rip, right? So if we're talking like, again, you need to be a grown ass nigga. You need to be just like whoever you need to be and be all of that. Be a good big brother, right? So there's like 2-3 things that come to mind first. One is because they're my homeboys. It's off rip. It's gonna be messy. There's gonna be some mess in there, and I get that, and I acknowledge it. And we also got to just understand there's certain realities of our community, right? Do you want to marry a Habesha woman? Do you want to marry a Habesha man? Boom. There's certain realities that are going to hinder or make things a little more funny, right? So we got to acknowledge that. But the thing is, though, if you're trying to mess with one of my boys or whatever, right? I know him a million times more than you. And assuming I'm a good nigga, like assuming I'm a good big brother and shit, if I'm blocking that blessing, I need you to trust me and be like, yo, this is my boy. You know what I mean? Like my boy in the sense of like, I know everything about him. I know everything he's on, everything that, you know what I mean? And he's not for you or he is. For me, right, personally, right, it'd have to be as clean as, like, it have to be clean as hell. Like, it got to be, because I understand it could be messy or whatever, but I personally am not going to block that. 2, I'm going to make sure that you choose or that you're matched up or you are interested in the right one. I'm going to make sure, like, you know what's really going on. And yeah, I'm gonna hold y'all to keep that as clean as possible, right? There's certain shit you just cannot do. Like if we're gonna embark on that journey, then there's certain things that are just true, like how you move at the hookah bar when we're all there together, or shit like that. So the answer is no. I'm not gonna block it, but it's gonna be harder. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'll go. I'm gonna give y'all an old man's perspective. Okay, old ass nigga. All right, y'all some young boys. So for me, I probably, if I was y'all age, honestly, I would probably think it the same way Nebula was thinking it, like just exactly the same way. But because I'm a little bit older, I would communicate with my little sister, and let her know exactly what the situation is. Let her know who she's dealing with, right? Allow her to choose. And if she has to go through the fire, she's gonna have to go through the fire. But I'm gonna be there to catch her. I'm gonna be there to help her. I'm gonna be there to, to support her. But at the same time, on the flip side of everything, me and the homie might not be that cool no more. Because again, when you and your friends, nope, don't shake your head, Sally. But when you and your friends go out, we do reckless shit. We do different shit. You're not gonna be able to do shit when I'm around, or do whatever you need to do when I'm around, because I'm watching. You know what I mean? So it's gonna create, like Nev said, it's gonna create a sense of mess. But for me, who's your loyalties to? It will always be to my little sister. I don't give a fuck what nigga you is. I don't give a fuck who you come from, But again, I'm built different. You know what I mean? So for me, I already have, like, I feel like everybody's not on the same level, I don't put everybody in the same category. My family, I'm gonna ride for my family, but first and foremost, I'm gonna ride for myself. You know what I mean? Period. That's just how I like my mindset is. But if I have a sister who's my little sister, actually, and as big brothers, especially in the Habesha community, we tend to be a little bit, like Sally's mentioning, a little bit overwhelming when it comes to dating and watching out and all of this. I will let her date who she wants to date. But again, I would encourage her to pick the right nigga. I would encourage her to pick somebody that I feel like, hey, I can fuck with it, and then moving on. And it goes even if it's not your little sister. I've had experiences with my older sisters and stuff like that where sometimes I have to be like, you know what, I'm gonna have to step back and let you go through the fire, So that's just my perspective.
Sir, I'm back at it. Nah, the reason why I was stuck before was because I thought you said check all your niggas, Sally. I thought that's what you said, like my sister check all my niggas. I'm like, first off, yeah, we're not doing plural my nigga, we're doing singular. You feel me? Like if she were to check my niggas, she'd check one of my niggas. You feel me? One of my niggas. And second of all, if she does check my nigga, hey, all respect to whatever she's trying to do. But at the end of the day, she does have to realize it's respect to me, right? Because that's my brother, right? That's a friendship that I cherish, and she got to show respect to that. But let's say like they were to really kick it and they really just started to go off. I would respect the relationship, but like my boy Ghazi said, if it comes down to the relationship ending on whatever causes or terms, I'm obviously going to side with my family. But at the end of the day, I'm also going to have respect for the friendship that I had in the beginning, which was my nigga. So it's like, yo, y'all ain't together. Cool. I'm doing what I got to do.
I mean, I respect y'all's opinions and all, but it kind of leads to women doing like when you put that type of pressure on your sister, for example, it kind of leads to your sister doing shit behind your back. You know what I'm saying? When you're putting that pressure on her, talking about, I don't want to see it in front of me, blah, 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 all this shit. Like, why should I have to hide, my relationship and what I normally would do in a relationship because my brother is there? You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't fair to me. It ain't fair.
You guys hide stuff anyways. Y'all be dying around hiding stuff. And then all of a sudden we catch y'all somewhere and then you acting brand new. So you already hiding stuff. Hey. So what's the point? Just going ahead, hide more. Y'all be like, let's not get it twisted.
I don't hide shit because I'm a real ass person. I show right there and
there. Period, Pooh.
I don't hide nothing. If you're gonna take it for what it is, or you're not gonna rock with it, that's it. I don't really care what. And I think she's bringing this question up because we have hella men in our family, like uncles that are close to our age and stuff. So it's like they're always overprotective. They're always thinking they can pick who we can talk to, who we can't talk to. That ain't for you. This ain't for you. Sometimes you gotta just let us learn on our own. Like, gotta go through that fire too and just catch us, like you say. But instead of blocking it, we're gonna go want to try on our own. Instead, it's all how you communicate it. I feel like if you sat there and like, hey, you shouldn't talk to him because I know how homie is. Like, he's not really your type. Like, you don't deserve that. But it's just like, you're grown. You should be able to pick your own like people you want to talk to. You know what I mean? So it's just like it gets kind of old. Like, you don't see. I mean, as for me, I don't be trying to get in my brother's way. Like, hey, you shouldn't talk to her. I know how she rocked this, that, and the other. So just respect that. Go same way. Like, they're definitely overprotective, and I am too. Even as a female, I'm overprotective over my brother or my cousins or whatever. But you don't ever see me get in the way or say, "Oh, you're not gonna talk to him," or "I don't fuck with that nigga," or this, that. You know what I mean? I just think you just need to let us go through our own like trial and error.
Come get me,
Okay.
Come tap me
Go
and
ahead.
tap me.
Okay, Nevi, come on.
So just like, because I like to move in like problem resolution type of ways. I know that's not how this always goes, but my resolution is pretty simple. I hear what the girls are saying, and I think as like the niggas in the community, we definitely gotta chill out a little bit and relax a little bit and understand like protecting versus like hindering, or protecting versus blocking. There's a difference there, So do your very best to protect your sister. But like Agazi was touching upon, and all of y'all too, actually, like, you got to let some people make some mistakes sometimes. But I think we need to. I hear y'all, and I think we should definitely take a step back. I'm gonna throw a little something in there though, bro, because I grew up with a whole gang of cousins, and Lord, if a name popped up in my phone that resembled anything close to a girl, it could be Jaden, which is both girl and guy name, and they'll just like, hey, what's the last name? All of that, bro. Oh, I have endless stories, and I think like there's age and stuff included in that. So just to go back at the whole, like, we don't do it to y'all type of thing. I think we do it, and we have to understand again, like, intentions, like, it's coming out of love, hopefully, right? Because and I feel that too, right? Like, y'all should hear it different when it's coming out of love, and it's coming out of, because don't get it twisted, sometimes it's coming out of like the man being like, bro, I don't want you to fuck with none of my niggas, like, oh, this is like on some funny shit. And that's what I meant, like, assuming that this person is grown, or that man saying that is grown and being like grown about it. Like, if I block something, there's a reason, and I need you to trust me. You know what I mean? If not, I'm gonna tell you like, yo, look, I get it. We're all trying to marry us a Habesha. So there's certain shit I gotta put up with. As a nigga, I gotta put up with it. You gotta put up with certain shit too. You know what I mean? Like, we all gotta make sacrifices. But at the end of the day, like, I'm with you. I want y'all to find you the right man or whatever. And I'm gonna do my best to lead you, but I'm not gonna, hold your hand or block you. So that's what I think we should do. As Habesha man, we need to be more incentive to that for sure. And y'all do too. Like, quit playing, bro. I'm not gonna just.
I feel like, so I'm the oldest, so it's me looking out for my younger brother now. But I've seen like some people who have older brothers that are just like super strict on them. Even like if we were out, like I seen this like a couple months ago, and this person is not like, I'm not super close with them, but I got to like meet their sister, and we were out at a club one time, and his sister just like having fun, whatever. And like, I think a guy tries to talk to her, tries to give her a shot, and her brother like flipped out, like, but it was blown way out of proportion. And it was just like, you can't, if you push like your sibling away like that, it might actually put them on the wrong path, where they just start doing stuff behind your back, and then they might be wilding and getting their self like into some deeper shit that they shouldn't even be in. You should provide that sternness, but also provide a place where they can feel comfortable, like, oh, look, bro, like this happened to me, I want to come to you and like talked about it. And fun fact, I was watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and this this kind of scenario actually happened where
Rahela, we're not going to use Love and Hip Hop as a case study. All right, my dog?
I'm just saying that's exaggerated, obviously. But
what do you mean? It's a real story.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I what I see, like, realistic wise, just from stuff that I've actually seen in person, is brothers being so excessively like strict, where it's like the younger sister doesn't even have like somebody that they can like talk to, and it pushes them into a world of like, well, I guess let me just figure this out on my own. Oh, if my brother finds out that, it's just like sneaky stuff, which it shouldn't, because it might just put them in a like in a worse situation if they don't like have that sibling support where, you know, they don't feel like anybody's looking out for them.
Something too that I'm noticing in this whole conversation that we're not touching on at all is that like we know like okay, let me not say like I'm one of the guys. For the guys, like, you know, your homies in a very specific way, right? And we know our girls in a specific way. And I think too that we're not giving people the flexibility to change or to grow. So you might know your bros in like one context, but say he meets the right one, we know plenty of niggas that will get their act right for the right one. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna stop all that dog shit, whatever the case is. We see it time and time again. And so I think we're also like, we're holding people like stuck in their past and who they were, and we're not even trying to see if like, no, maybe they're gonna take, you know, my little sister serious and have more respect for her because of the relationship you have with them. You know what I mean?
So, you know, you're absolutely right. I just wanted to touch on what Rahela was talking about. That's not my personal experience, because that's just, you know, like I said, I feel like I don't have that kind of mindset and stuff like that when it comes to being overbearing and stuff like that. But you guys are making a good point. But pretty much, I just want to make a correlation, because I have an older sister who babies me, right? And I feel like a lot of Habesha older sisters, they baby their little brothers. I don't know if you guys have little brothers or whatever, but I feel like, no? Okay, so
I feel you. I got a little
that's
brother.
how I feel.
I don't baby him at all.
Yeah, so you.
I
I
baby
feel like
him
you.
too, but
I feel like you guys take care of us. You know what I mean? But again, when the brothers do that, it's a protective thing of, I'm gonna take care of my little sister. But where does these things stem from? These directly stem from our parents. You guys hit it and said we are all mama's boys, but our moms love us because we are babied, and you guys watch that and you guys mimic it. And the same thing with the dads. The dads are super overprotective. They don't play none of that. You know what I mean? Especially in the Tigray community. So this is a mimic of what our parents are doing. So for us, we're conditioned at such a young age to just be going into this and just acting it out. And I also want to touch in, because y'all are damn lies. Y'all motherfuckers be hiding hella shit. And y'all not trying to y'all not gonna come out here on this podcast and sit here and lie. Because at the same time, so you gonna tell your brother everything, every detail? That's straight cap. Y'all capping. So you can't be on here capping, talking about y'all are genuinely open and having genuine conversations. Like, so for me and my sister, like, we try to have open dialogue. I'll let you talk, Zeb. I got you. I know you coming with some fire. I see you. But let me tell you my story. Let me tell you my piece real quick. So me and my sister are open. Like, she's like literally my best friend. She's like a second mother figure to me. But in a sense, because us Habeshas, we can't really, well, I don't know. I'm not going to say you guys. I can't really connect with my parents in a way that I would love. Like, I can't, you know? I would love to connect with them in a way where I'm like, you know, guess what? This is what happened to me today. They take things in different perspectives. And, you know, when I tell them a story, instead of them focusing on the positive, they'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Oh my God, are you okay? And all of this. But when I talk to my sister, she gives me great advice. You know what I mean? But there's certain things I talk to her about, and she knows this. You don't need all them details, right? And so I'm gonna hide some shit as being a brother, just for the fact of I'm gonna respect you. And so when I'm stuff, it's not hiding stuff because you guys are disrespecting us. It's because you guys respect us so much that you guys are like, I can't let him see me in this light. But as a big brother, as a little brother, or whatever, you got to be there to catch people when they're down and out. Who's there to catch them? You know what I mean? That's the connection that I really want us to focus on. But go ahead, Zeb. Sorry.
I just don't think I hide anything. Like, me and my brother are 2 years apart. If he has something to be asked, he'll ask. But we're not like that. Like, it's like an unspoken thing. I got you, you got me. You know, and just like all of us. Maybe it's just who I am, and like the field I'm in. Like, I'm you know, I work with badass kids. I work in the criminal justice. Like, that's where I'm at. So I'm just like, I don't give a damn. You take it or leave it how it is. Like, I'm very upfront. Like, even to my parents, I like, you know, like, I'm gonna be straight up, you know. I don't hide things. So it's like, it's not in my nature to hide things. Like, I've introduced my parents to a black guy that I was with. I wasn't scared. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was not scared. Like, I was just like, here it is. Like, I'm not a scary person. It's just like, if you don't do it, what are you gonna like, oh, I wish I did it? That's not the type of person I am, and that's not the type of way I'm gonna live. So I can honestly, truthfully say I'm not gonna hide anything. If you want to know, ask.
That's a younger sibling thing too. It's like where they can come to their parents and their reaction, like if I were to do that shit, bruh, I would have been out this house. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
I definitely got it. I just didn't. I'm not gonna say I didn't care. I definitely took it like, oh, okay, like you feel some type of way, and then it hurt later. But I definitely got it. You can't say I didn't.
No, but what I'm saying is like I feel like it's different. Like as an older child, you get treated differently than a younger child. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't dare to do that. Not because I'm scared to do it or I'm not scared to do it, but it's just different. The reaction would be different in my book.
So, hey, also I'm the oldest child as well, and I could definitely second that motion. Goddamn, that shit is hella different. You know what I mean? Fuck dating, bro. Like spending the night, bro. My sister be spending the night at niggas' house. Well, not nigga, relax. Was spending the night at like friends' houses early, bro. I didn't spend the night at one house but mine. Goddamn. So, real quick with the whole I just want to go, you know, the topic we were talking about with me and my sister, our relationship. I think first of all of this stuff starts at the house, right? Like of course this depends on what y'all's relationship is off rip. So me and my sister try to be close. I obviously I'm the older one, so I take it upon myself to be like, yo, we gonna talk about it all. You know what I mean? Like every word that y'all can imagine has come out of both of our mouths in a conversation, and we like try to keep it a whole buck because like fuck all the like funny societal shit. It's just about the end of the day, bro. Like I'm all she's got type shit, you know. So the other thing too is like I said a second ago, like niggas, we need to be careful and like chill out on our sisters or whatever and be more mindful. But I need y'all too to also be a little mindful of the situation, right? Because I just like to kind of talk about the other side would be like so. I get it, right? Like the whole societal, like the whole misogyny, all of that, I get it. And if we're overbearing and it's coming from that place as opposed to like love, and I know those are conflated, but if it's coming from like a whole misogynistic piece, like I get it, that's fucked up, but there's also societal realities, right? So we need to get over the misogyny and stop like fucking with that so heavy. But I need y'all to understand, like when I think it was Rahel or Haywan was talking about when a nigga buys your sister a drink, a shot at the bar or whatever, like I'm not gonna burn the place down or nothing, but like that's gonna like, you know, I'm a flinch, like god damn, you know, and then just keep doing my thing. So it's like I need y'all to like help us out too, because Pete, if like we understand what being a man is in our society, right? If I'm out with the boys right at a hookah bar and a nigga's getting at you, the love part of me is like I need to protect my sister and make sure that's a good nigga. But don't get it twisted. There's the societal piece of like all my niggas watching a nigga shoot a shot at my sister. That's a reflection on me as a man. Like that's mine. You know what I mean? Like, and we need to get over that piece a little bit and try to work through that. Like you aren't mine. You're a whole ass person yourself, and you a nigga talking to you. And I know you can handle yourself, all of that. But I need y'all to help us and come from a place of understanding where that, like, you know what I mean? Like let's work together type shit, because that's a, you know, if I'm just all my guys are watching you on the dance floor getting drunk with a nigga, like that's just not a good reflection on myself. It shouldn't be that way, but that's just reality. You know what I mean? So we got to work through it step by step together. So I just want to bring up that other side as well.
Okay. I think we're coming to like somewhat of a happy medium with where Nevi's pushing it, like in terms of, I think one, understanding who your sibling is and how they're going to react. Like, let's have a sit down and develop that relationship with your siblings, or you just have like a very clear communication boundaries of like, this is what I'm okay with us discussing, you know what I mean? And I'm still gonna love and support you. I just don't need these details, because I think we all can agree there's certain details about our siblings' love lives that we just do not care to know. We know that it happens, you know, like it exists, but it's like back there.
Can I just add this just to be concise too, is like, I do think though that my sister or the women that I love in my life, them finding a good partner and being able to live their life is more important than my feelings about whatever. But I'm just saying, be mindful of it. You know what I mean? Like y'all first, but just be mindful is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like you're just saying, help me help you, right? Like if I want to be the big brother for you, I want to make sure I love and support you and all of that, but I also need you to help me, and like this is where I'm having difficulty, and like I think that's where communication comes in. Like you got to let us know too, like what is difficult for you, like where are you uncomfortable, is this something we can grow out of, or is this something that like, you know, like this is just a hard boundary for me. And I think we can honestly use those kind of communication and boundary skills in all of our relationships, but specifically because we're talking about this, I think that would probably be the most helpful in moving us forward. I did want to kind of go back, like I touched on it a little earlier, but how does everyone actually feel about long distance dating?